once you get going to your speed, then bring this power back and this back, and then trim. Okay? So it doesn't happen instant. It's just, you know, you want to add power so you don't descend. You want to steer with attitude. Then you bring back the power once it gets up to speed, up to cruise. Then bring it back to cruise, which was like 23 squared or 20. That should be a little farther forward there. And you can look in the book and you'll see there's different combinations here that do the same thing, but one's a little better on fuel. Okay. Alright, where are we here? We passed Olds. Sundry's up there.
It's showing you how far you are from Olds now.
Yeah. Where?
Yeah.
Oh, this is that traffic you talked about here. Yeah. I think the traffic comes on here, or does it come on there too? Oh, there it is. We got traffic?
You see the distance there? 8 miles.
How many?
8 miles.
Oh, okay, but we don't have any traffic there, do we?
This is white arrow, that's traffic.
That's traffic?
Or whatever it is, it's the same thing here and there too. See?
So where does it say it is? I don't see it now.
It's gone.
He crashed?
Maybe it's too low.
And you can see that like an engine failure would be about the same. Only what we say our best glide was?
27.
I think it was 70, wasn't it?
73.
73?
73, yeah.
73 on the 20.
Same here.
Are you sure?
870 here.
I thought it was 70, yeah.
870.
70, okay, get us to the best glide then. And trim. Okay, and where are you going to land? Don't go lower than 70 though. Where are you going to land?
There's also fields.
Well, which one? Which way is the wind going?
Wind is coming that way, so.
So okay, turn it around. Let's pick a field. Hurry up. We're not going to make it.
Traffic, this is Cessna 172 Golf Papa Golf Tango, just over the Cremona area. Working 7,500 to 6,500 altitudes.
One by the white
local area. Any conflicts or
Caution.
Okay, overshoot.
Terrain.
So power.
500.
It's already forward.
Terrain. Pull up.
So level the wings. Level the wings.
Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Pull up.
Pull up a little bit.
Terrain.
There you're into the blue.
Terrain.
Let's get away from these hydro lines. Let's turn this way. So it's no really big difference, eh? It's pretty predictable. You just want to make sure when you overshoot that you do the blue one first, right? Now, usually when we come into land, we put that one before we land. We do that on purpose, so when we have to overshoot, it's already done, right? Okay, all right. Okay, just climb back up to... Climb back up to 45, I guess. And let's go to Old Stittsbury. Stittsbury traffic, Sierra Papa Tango, 5 miles, make that 6 miles to the west, Old Stittsbury, 4,500. We'll be coming on the south side of the airport. You see the airport? Okay. So we want to go on that side, cross midfield and come around, land on 10, right? That'll be done. So let's go to 4,400 feet.
And hold traffic, it's Alpha 39, Alpha
at the rig mats here. Look at this. Those are all hunks of wood all along there, making a road for the cement trucks and stuff to pour them. Like now they're putting the wires up on there. See the new wires on it? 4,400 feet. Downwind checks.
Landing lights on. Front
Strobe should be on there.
Comes on. Vehicle helmet, load passes support, fuel pump on. Flap is locked. Seatbelt secured. Brake pressure check.
Okay, fuel. Fuel on the fullest tank.
Okay,
So what's the fullest tank? The right one, eh? So let's switch it over to the right. And usually when you switch this, have your fuel pump on when you switch. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So let's get her down to 44. And comes on the south side here, right? I got a new student just started and he was working on them hydro lines too. Remember that Jay guy?
Yeah.
He knows them and he still works there, but
Nice.
so maybe he'll get them pumped up into coming back. Okay?
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Okay, just add a little bit of power there and trim it so you got, you don't have to go real fast here, right? So you can slow it down if you want. So how do we slow it down into slower flight?
Power back.
Yeah, bring that back to maybe 20 inches, okay? Oh no, not the blue one. The blue one you leave, right? This one here you bring it back to say 20. And then trim. And then you can bring this one forward to 24. So as you're coming into land, you want to have this one a little finer, right?
Okay.
And generally downwind, you could be 24, right? But just want to get you used to the different settings here, right?
So, straight traffic, Cessna 150, Buffalo with Julia, Romeo, passing something. The first heat taxiway to the ramp area. Hold to straight traffic.
So he's on the ground there. Okay, so we're at 44. We know it's runway 10. So we're going to say,
Hold this for traffic, Sierra Papa Tango, Diamond 40, just over by Didsbury at 4,400 feet. We'll be coming overhead the field to join on mid-left now in for 10, Old Didsbury.
so let's get 4,400 feet.
Oh, as I approach the runway.
Yeah, just pull up a bit. What's that?
Oh, as I approach the runway, I slow down with the throttle, so I don't touch the blue one at all.
No. When you bring power off, the blue one will just keep that RPM, right? So if you have less power, it's going to go finer to keep that same RPM. Make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Instead of it going to a lower RPM, it just goes finer. And it does that through counterweights and springs, right?
Okay.
So if there's possible with a constant speed propeller where you could lose oil pressure in that hub and it would go to full fine, so it would start over speeding, you would have to bring this back, right? Sometimes in an extreme case you'd put your mags on one mag.
Oh, it kind of just...
Yeah, or even if you people have lost the propeller even, so you just pull that back, shut the engine down because they ain't gonna do nothing, right?
So, Carl, what's the glide speed for this one? 70.
I think it's 70.
70.
That's what it says on there anyway. Okay.
Old Didsbury traffic, Sierra Papa Tango's overhead the field to join mid-left downwind for 10, Old Didsbury.
What's it say?
76.
At a different weight or what?
Yeah. This is the weight that we have now.
Well, on here it shows 70, so what you want to do is, you know, the lighter it is, it's going to change slightly, but I would go to that 70 and go from there. That's only until you're sure you're going to make your field, and then you're going to start using flaps and go to your normal speeds anyway, right?
Right.
So are you okay? Yeah, so toward our commercial ratings now, what we're looking at is more control over speeds, climbs. So we'll be doing climbs that are not only climbing, but I might give you a specific number of feet per minute I want you climbing at. And I might tell you a specific speed I want too. So we're gonna have the speed and the climb rate
All under control. Okay.
yeah, all where we want it. We'll get into that more, but I want you guys getting used to this plane first.
Okay.
And then we're going to go for perfection on all our stuff and tighten everything up better, okay?
I'll be there.
All Z-Spirit traffic, Foxtrot Sierra, Papa Tango is down, left runway 10 for touch and go. All Z-Spirit traffic.
Yeah, this thing blows right in your face, dries your eyes out. I wish it were down there and blowing up my crotch.
But it doesn't the back, the other ones.
They do it? Okay, so let's go on the far side of the stack.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. But usually I thought
I go this way too? They're blowing in my ear.
So
Try to stay farther away from the stack than that, if you can.
what's our speed when we turn here?
Your approach speed was 85, right? So it's about 10 knots higher than the other one, right?
Okay.
So you want to bring your power back to say 15 inches.
All Z-Spirit traffic, 150, Foxtrot with Juliet Romeo.
And we can put one notch of flap below 108, right? Okay. So which we are. And then let's aim for say 90 knots with that one notch of flap on.
Okay.
So that's going to be right at that white there.
Okay.
Or even 85 is good.
Oh, where is that Cessna?
What's that?
Where is that Cessna?
Oh, he was taxiing on the ground. Just do your turn there. You're going too fast there.
All Z-Spirit traffic, Foxtrot Sierra, Papa Tango is turning final 10 for touch and go. All Z-Spirit traffic.
So you see what you did? You went a little too far fast. Remember, this thing goes a little faster now, right?
Wait, faster, yeah. Not just a little.
Okay, so get that runway lined up, center line.
500.
Autopilot off. Mixture rich. Okay.
Just about it. Oh,
Mixture rich. Prop full forward now. Yeah, nice and gentle, because otherwise it'll go. Right? Okay. Now bring your power back a little bit. I want you back up into the 90 here. Okay. So just bring your nose up a bit. Now once you're in that white, you can go with your full flap. Right? And so you could be at like 80 here, 75 even. Okay, so now everything's with this control here.
nothing below 75.
Not below 75, yeah. So try to get a nice power setting that's going to take us all the way there without having to take it off, put it on and all that, right?
Yeah, you're doing good, brother.
Okay, you're getting a little fast, so bring the nose up a little bit and ease back on some power there just a little bit. And now your nose got to go down a bit, right? Take the power off. And just
a little bit up.
ease up a bit. Nice. I got your flaps. Whenever you're ready, give her line up. Yep. Give her shit. Get the nose up a little bit. Steer with your feet, okay? Just lighten up that nose a little bit. Pull back a little bit there. See how the noise comes off of there?
Nicely done.
Okay, now let's
see another better one.
That was good. Okay, bring your nose up a little more. There you go. Terrain.
Voltage for traffic system 150, Foxtrot with Julia Romeo is at the runway. Carl, is that you that just touched the scope?
Yeah, we're just airborne off 10.
Okay, just checking. I thought there was a good name. I'll be backtracking runway 10. Voltage for traffic.
Yeah, your radio sounds kind of weak there. Maybe you're not talking loud enough.
Okay, how's that?
A little better.
Okay, Olson for traffic. I'll be backtracking runway 10. Olson for traffic.
25, 25, okay? That's before you even put flap up, okay?
I forget that, sorry, my mistake.
So the first thing is to get over your obstacle. Okay, so you clear your obstacle, get that power back to 25, 25, then worry about flap, okay?
So, and this other. Up, back, back.
Right.
And up, up. Okay, we'll try to remember that.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you turn your landing light off. Leave it.
And on, stops on.
Okay. So you're gonna turn.
Aren't you supposed not to go above the 25, 24 for continuous?
Above what?
Above 25, 24.
No, it's 25 once you clear the runway and your obstacles.
Okay.
And then for cruise, you're back to like 23, 23. And there's a few accommodations there too.
Okay.
Alright. It's more important to get your manifold pressure back than it is your prop, right?
So the throttle control the prop now, or the blue one?
What's that?
Which one controls the prop?
The blue one. Prop, yeah. However, the governor keeps it at that RPM. So if he brings back his power, the RPM, the prop will go finer to keep 2,500. Okay? So that's its job, is to regulate it at that power. But as you bring your regular power back, there's only so fine it can go, and then it won't go any finer. That's why we don't worry about it coming down to land.
Okay.
But on final, we go prop forward just because of the overshoot possibility, right?
Okay.
Or if we need a little bit of power as we're coming down, we don't have to overload that engine. Be just like trying to go up a hill in high gear, right?
Okay. Did you make a call?
Hold at clear traffic. Foxtrot Sierra Papa Tango is down. Wind left runway 10. Hold at clear traffic.
Go.
Clear traffic with the Oscar turning down left.
Oh no. Which one goes back first?
Okay, you're at cruise here.
Yeah.
So bring this one back to 23. And bring that one back to 23. And then of course you gotta adjust and trim, right? Now, it depends on what speed you want to go, what you want them set at. So say we wanted to slow her down to 100, well, let's bring it back to 22. Right? Bring that back to 22 inches, maybe even 21 if we have to, right? And then bring this back. So is that holding us there good? Yeah. Now this is where we would want this up at 23, 24. I know the Navajo tells you 24 in the downwind, right? Okay. So what that's doing, otherwise it makes you go faster in the downwind, right? So we can bring this back to when we want to turn, right? Maybe 15 inches, right? Just whatever we need to. See, right now it's holding pretty good there at 95 knots, right? Okay. So when you want to turn, you can put their flap down anytime because you're under 108, right?
Oh, nice.
right? So you just start to turn and put your flap down 1 notch.
Hold the clear traffic, Cessna 150 plus, that was secure, turning southwest. Towards the town of Victoria and then southwest from there towards the field.
Can you guys hear him okay?
Saying,
I can hear what he's saying, but he's really bad radio.
it's very bad radio, yeah. I heard he's airborne. Taking to the southeast, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Don, how are you reading us?
Actually, you're pretty good right now.
Yeah, your transmission is really weak and crackly. I don't know if it's where you are or...
Okay, actually you're a little bit crackly, not bad though. I can hear you pretty loud and clear though. Clear traffic, with DA40 off the final one way.
Okay, let's see a nicer turn to final than the last one there. Okay. And you can do your radio now and say you're turning final, right?
All set for traffic. Fox Sierra Papa Tango is turning final 10. All set for traffic.
Touch and go. Right? We're going to do a touch and go, right?
Oh, okay. Nice.
We're going to do more than one. We're going to do a few of them.
Oh yeah, I'm getting jealous here.
Huh?
I'm getting jealous here.
Why is that?
I just had 2 yesterday, sir.
Why was that? Your brother didn't have any though.
And that's true. I go down to say, 80.
Well, let's hold our speed that we want. And you got full flap now?
500.
So isn't it no lower than 75, right?
So stay in the 80, it's much better, you know.
Now see if you can pick a power setting that's going to take us all the way there without having to change it. See, that's what, when we get commercial, we get real fancy and smooth. So people don't even know we're hardly descending. And you talk to your passengers and you make sure their seat belts are tight. Say how you feeling and stuff like that. Or make eye contact.
Keep them busy.
Make sure that they're okay. And yeah, can you put this over there? And it keeps them busy. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's looking good. Maybe take a little power off there, right? Because you're going to look a little high. And then just put your nose down a bit, right? Yeah, so you don't have to take much power off. Did you put your prop full forward? No. So mixture, prop. We'll go over that again on the next one. So get this speed down to 75. Now start to ease back, keeping it straight and level. Come on, Ben, you know better than that. So look like that, right? That's what we're looking for. Okay, I got your flap, full power. You gotta get on that rudder and don't get that nose too high. Just enough to take the weight off of there and let her fly when she's ready. Okay, get the speed up. Now start pulling up to 70-ish. Look at her climb, eh? Alright, now bring that back to 25. Just easy. Easy does it. Good. Now bring the blue one back slowly. There's no rush. The people should not feel that change. They might hear it, but they shouldn't feel it. Because when you come in on final, and you shove that thing forward, it'll go, right? Just like when we did the tests on it, that's what it does. So when you hear somebody roaring like that, that's what they're doing. Okay. Okay. Good bump off. And landing light off. Yep, good. And you can do your airborne call.
All set for traffic. Fox Sierra Papa Tango airborne of 10 for tailgate. All set for traffic.
Now remember, for normal climb out, the more shallower at this point, right? The better cooling and everything we get. So let's just have a look at our temperature. Oil temperature, cylinder head temperature's a little on the high side, right?
What about the fuel tanks?
What about them? Oh yeah, well when we do our downwind check, that's when we do that, right? Should always be fuel on the fullest tank, right? And that's, so now the left one's the fullest tank, right? You know, when we were fueling it up, Tom had me so confused I didn't know what the hell we were doing. It's like, why was he even doing that, right? He's trying to be a know-it-all, but what he's doing is totally screwing us all up. We don't know what we got then, right?
He barely made it, you know?
Huh?
He barely made it with the fuel that he put in the plane.
We didn't have enough fuel?
Oh, if we had more fuel, we couldn't be able to fly it, 3 of us in the plane.
What he was getting at, so we don't have to fuel up twice, but I don't think like that. We didn't want it too heavy for all of us going up there, right? Generally, when you get to fly a new plane, you fly just the two of you, and then once you're getting good at it, then you load it up to full gross to get the feel of what it's like in full gross, right?
Okay.
Because you can see it's a little different when you got weight in the back there, right? And you can feel it's a heavier plane. Each plane you go up to bigger, you feel it's really, you know, gotta use your muscles a little more, right? Okay, call your downwind.
All Salisbury traffic, Foxtrot Sierra Papa Tango is downwind, left runway 10 for touch and go, all Salisbury traffic.
What's the Hobbs number on there?
5533. 553.3, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we can put on another 0.3, I guess, to be even with your brother.
Or a little bit more, yeah?
So he wants us to do upper airwork still, eh?
Yeah, he thinks,
We'll satisfy him. We'll go each year tomorrow or whatever, go up once each by yourself, and we'll do a stall.
okay.
Well, really, when we landed, we're doing a stall, right? Yeah. And it's not. The only thing is with this one, because of the T-tail coming in, you almost kind of. A lot of planes you'll find you got to fly it to the ground. In other words, you don't bring your power right off like you do on the Diamond 20. You just ease it back to a little bit, and even get ready to add a little bit like you do on a soft field. Soft field, yeah, because it makes a smoother landing for your. And then you got a little more under control, right? You got that.
So now he switched the fuel tanks?
Yeah, you got the pump on though? Okay, so what you do is you actually go landing light, right? Down, fuel pump, fuel on the fullest tank, so switch to the left, right? Make sure it runs. If it stops running, you want to put it over on that other tank, right? Okay. And back to your 4,400 feet. And you can start turning. So bring the nose up and bring the power back to 15 inches. And once you're at 108, you can bring down that flap. So right about there. Here, I'll bring it for you. Cute. Seeing as my legs are in your way. Right, so now we're going to aim for 90 knots, right? So let's get 90 right on there and trim it. So on final, we call it dump. Gas, right? Undercarriage, which this plane is fixed gear, but we do it anyway. Undercarriage, mixture prop, gump, okay? This applies to float planes, everything.
All Salisbury traffic, Foxtrot Sierra Papa Tango is turning final 10 for touch and go, all Salisbury traffic.
90 knots. So get that 90 knots on there. Remember, that's a trim thing, right? 90 knots should be here. And then the power controls our descent rate, right? So are we descending? Not very much if we are. So bring a little bit of power up. Every inch is 100 feet, okay? Okay, just like the RPM was 100. Now, gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop. Gas,
100.
steer the plane, fly the plane. Right, okay. The nose down to, okay, gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop, forward, right? Now when you're ready, you can use your other flap and stuff, right?
Got you.
you didn't put that flap down, or was that on purpose? I don't know.
Not yet.
Okay. That's fine.
So. Oh.
So control your speed with the stick, right? The descent rate is controlled by your power. So you're getting a little flat and low here, right? See that? It's okay.
It's a nice approach.
It's a little low of an approach. Okay, bring your power back a little bit, and then put your nose down a little bit. So bring this power back, right about like that. Bring the nose up level. Fly level. Okay, I got your flap, full power. Steer the plane. Get the nose up enough to get the weight off the nose, and then let it fly. And try not to go sideways like that, right? See, what you needed really was a little bit of right aileron and left rudder, okay?
All set for traffic. Fox at Sierra Papa Tango airborne of 104 circuit. All set for traffic.
And it's not necessary to do that call. It's a bad idea, actually, until you're all under control, right? So right now, I want you to see you clear that obstacle, get your speed up to 80, and then bring this back to 25 and 25, okay? So do it, 25, 25. And it doesn't have to be exactly, you just hear that you're reducing that power, right? Okay, now lower your nose a bit and get that flap up. I wouldn't be in any hurry for that either. See how it distracted you? Because when you put that flap, you got to make an adjustment, right? So whenever you change power or flaps or anything, you're going to have to adjust your trim, right? So do that first. That fuel pump and landing light doesn't mean nothing, right? You see what I mean? Yeah, it's not important. Yeah, I mean, just like that call that you're airborne, doesn't matter. It's not important. It's clear the obstacle. Then control your power settings. Your flaps up when you got lots of altitude.
And develop again, then do the pump.
Retrim, and then that can go up when you're like getting up way up here. You can turn that off, right? Okay. Because if it quit, you got less altitude to play with, right?
I get the point now.
All right. I need to bring my ruler here. Get the point.
There's not enough room for it.
Okay. But we're getting really high here, aren't we? Shouldn't we be turning? Hey? 500 feet, right? Yeah, probably once up more each, and I would like you to each take your turns at doing some circuits with it for a bit by yourself, right?
Okay.
And then maybe, you guys can go do some with each other too. Probably be nothing wrong with you guys both going with each other too, but it's nice to see what it's like by yourself too, right? So,
yeah.
But once I cut you loose here, then you guys can just book this one and go by yourself or with each other and go do some circuits, like do an hour of circuits each.
Okay.
And then I don't see why you wouldn't be able to plan out across country.
All set for traffic. Fox at Sierra Papa Tango is down, wind left runway 10 for touch and go. All set for traffic.
Oh, you're going to make this a full stop. Okay, we'll change it next call, yeah.